Good morning, everyone. It's Sally here again, but actually, again, I am a mouthpiece for someone else this morning. This thought for the day comes from Babs Riddell, and she sent this in, and I'm going to read this out on Babs' behalf. And the title of her talk, her thought, is "Sanding Me Down." I recently had a little patio area built outside my new home so that I could have somewhere to sit on sunny days surrounded by pots of colourful flowers. I had a couple of stands made out of some pine shelving on which to put some small pots of herbs, and I spent a couple of happy days painting them with weather-resistant paint. When I'd finished, there was almost half a tin of paint left. A friend had a wooden bench outside her bungalow, very useful. But the varnish was peeling badly after sitting for some years in sun and rain. I offered to scrape off the varnish, sand it down, and paint it with my leftover paint. My offer accepted, I set to with enthusiasm. Some of the old varnish came off readily. You could almost take it off by hand. Other areas were well and truly stuck fast and had to be scraped, sanded, and scraped again. It took me 2 days of hard graft to get almost all of the shiny varnish removed, back to the soft pine slats, all pitted and grooved with months of weather damage that had got in through the peeled areas of varnish. I discovered that as I removed one patch of varnish and sanded down the area, thinking that bit was done, another patch that I thought was not going to yield to the scraper suddenly loosened and almost begged to be scraped. I found myself thinking that maybe this is how God sees my life. We often joke as Christians about being a work in progress. No matter how long we've been part of God's family, we will never be the perfect finished article. He's constantly refining us, removing all the unsightly and detrimental parts and honing us to a better finish. Malachi 3 verses 2 to 3 says, He, God, will be like a refiner's fire. He will refine like gold and silver. I didn't need to use a blowtorch on the old varnish. Sandpaper was sufficient. But the result was similar. A wooden surface without unsightly lumps of old varnish. I had this vision of God, sandpaper and scraper in hand, looking at my life and saying, there's a bit here that needs to come off. Oh, and what about this? Having the rough areas removed is sometimes a bit painful, but He knows what He's doing. The time came for the paint to be applied. Here also, I found a life application study. Because this was old weathered wood, it was scarred with grooves and notches where the rain and sun had worn away the surface. The weatherproof paint protects the wood, but cannot totally conceal the scars. When God refines us, removing the current unwanted character traits, He also cleanses us by removing our past sins as far as the east is from the west, and gives us the righteousness of His Son Jesus. However, because we're human, those scars are sometimes still evident to those who know us best. Just as the weathered scars in the wood are still visible on close inspection despite the paint, sometimes the scars of our past can be seen. They affect our behaviour, surfacing when we least expect it, causing us to say a discouraging word or to act thoughtlessly. Satan can resurrect those past offences and make us feel guilty again for sins already forgiven and forgotten by God. The bench, newly painted, is looking a lot healthier, but still bears the scars of the past. Our lives, redeemed by Christ, might still be a work in progress. But one day, all the scars of our past and present transgressions will be totally removed when we stand in glory and meet our Redeemer face to face. His scars have healed us. Hallelujah. Thank you, Babs, for that thought. God bless you all today. Bye-bye.